Sivan, the 20th day of Sivan. Not that many people are aware of it, but some of the Sidurim actually have it. Some of the Sidurim, in the back where they have Slichos, they have the Slichos for Chav Sivan, which is a date which the rabbis in Europe, the Vad Arba Rotzos, established as a fast day to remember the Harugim, the Jews that were massacred during the pogroms of Tach V'Tat, 1648 and 1649, when there were terrible, terrible massacres that took place throughout Eastern Europe. Rab Nasan Zal has an outstanding piece in Likutei Halachos regarding that, because of the fact that we find that the Zohar HaKodesh mentions that there are certain dates when Moshiach should come. And one of those dates was this year, 1648. And Rab Nasan Zal explains there how there are certain times when Hashem's Kavod is supposed to be increased to a maximum. If we are Zoiche, if we make the proper preparation for it, then it comes with sweetness, with goodness, with celebration. If we're not Zoiche, that same explosion has to take place. And unfortunately, one of the ways that it happens is when Jews die al Kiddush Hashem. So this Chav Sivan is designated as a fast day. When some shuls, they say certain slichos right after Chav Sivan, in the month of Tammuz, Hey, Vav, and Zayin. The 5th, 6th, and 7th of Tammuz are the days when a terrible pogrom took place in the city of Uman in Ukraine. This is after 1648. This is 1768, when at that time again there were Cossacks and Haidamaks that were roaming wild, and they started murdering Jews in different places. And the city of Uman at that time was a fortified city. It had a strong wall around it. And the person in charge of the city, the non-Jew who was in charge of the city, was favorable to the Jews. So Jews from surrounding areas thought that they could come to Uman and they would be safe there. And initially they were. But in the end, unfortunately, the murderers broke in, and they murdered 30,000 Jews at the time there, approximately, over a period of 3 days. Hey Vav Zayin of Tammuz. Some of the Jews hid out in caves and other places, came in afterwards and buried the remains of these 30,000 Jews. And eventually Rabbi Nachman, who was born shortly after this pogrom, chose to be buried among these 30,000 Kedoshim. There was a tzaddik that lived at that time. His name was Rav Chazan, who wrote a eulogy for these 30,000 Kedoshim, a Kel Molei Rachman, which is recited in memory of these Kedoshim at that time.
Who said that today?
In some of the Breslov shuls, they recite that Kel Molei Rachman.